Hello and welcome to Tuesday Night Basketball here at the Cousins Gymnasium, where we have the Tufts University Jumbos taking on the Worcester Polytechnic Institute Engineers. Tufts comes into this game with a record of 2-1, whereas Worcester comes into the game with a record of 4-0, off to a great start. I am Owen Fitzsimons, joined here by my co-commentator Francis. Francis, what are some things we're looking forward to tonight?
Well, I think we have an exciting one on our hands. Both teams are scoring almost 90 points a game. Worcester has played in 4 games, whereas the Jumbos have played in 3. But for Tufts, kind of the key for the game is, A, guarding the line. Through their 4 games, WPI has shot 50% from three-point line with 10 of 20 per game. So they're averaging about 10 three-pointers a game on 50%. So that's pretty deadly and pretty lethal from behind the arc. Look for the guards at Tufts to kind of get their arms in passing lanes and see if they can deny the three-point shots and kind of fight over screens and switch and communicate there to get at least a hand in the face of these Worcester shooters. On the other hand, for Worcester Polytechnical, they seemed a little sluggish in warm-ups. They were kind of throwing errant passes, kind of are not communicating very well, and so it'll be interesting to see. You know, they've had a week off, Thanksgiving, haven't really been together, and an hour-and-a-half bus ride here. It's cold, rainy, so we'll see how they respond, how they open the game. They need a good start, and it doesn't look like they're very ready to be here yet through what I've seen in warm-ups. So that'll be interesting. And right before we're getting starting lineups here, just a matchup to watch. Luke Rodgers of Tufts versus Garrett Stevenson of the Engineers. Should be a good matchup. Both are about evenly matched height-wise. 6'8", Rodgers is, and Stevenson 6'7", with Rodgers coming off a 32-point game 2 games ago, and Stevenson averaging 13.8 points per game and 7.3 rebounds, with Rodgers now averaging 16.3 points per game and 8.7 rebounds per game. So nearly a double-double for both of them on the season so far, and they're both sophomores. And so this should be an interesting lineup as we get ready for the national anthem. We will take a break.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Cousins Gymnasium on the campus of Tufts University for tonight's Jumbo home opener against the visiting Worcester Polytechnic Institute Engineers. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we will honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Now let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First for visiting WPI. Sophomore guard, 6'1" from Middletown, Connecticut, number 3, Caleb Downing. A junior forward, 6'4" from West Brookfield, Massachusetts, number 4, Jake Wisniewski. Sophomore guard, 5'8" from Morganville, New Jersey, number 15, Jake Needleman. Sophomore forward, 6'4" from Lithia, Florida, number 23, Reed Walker. And a sophomore center, 6'7" from Townsend, Massachusetts, number 55, Garrett Stevenson. Head coach of the Engineers is Chris Barkley. He's assisted by Jeff Robinson, Ryan Flynn, David Brown, and Scott Malloy. And now the starting lineup for your Jumbos. A freshman guard, 6'2" from Holliston, Massachusetts, number 1, Tyler Aronson. Sophomore guard, 6 feet from McKinney, California, number 2, Justin Kayungin. Freshman guard, 6'2", from Pittsburgh, number 13, Carson Cohen. Sophomore guard, 6'5", from East Hempstead, New Hampshire, number 22, Brennan Morris. And a 6'8" sophomore center from Boxborough, Massachusetts, number 32, Luke Rodgers. Head coach of the Bows is Bob Sheldon. Associate head coach Matt Malone. Assistant coaches Derek Butos and Chris Giordano. Ladies and gentlemen, the NCAA promotes good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, sexist, homophobic, or other derogatory comments or other intimidating actions directed at officials, spectators, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. Thank you.
And as we're just about set for tip-off here, it seems that Jumbos kind of have a look on their faces that they want to be in this game and that they're ready, they're prepared. Meanwhile, kind of just looking throughout the WPI, just some of their starters, they just seem to have blank faces. So we'll see if the energy's there from the engineers.
Getting ready for the tip-off here. And Luke Rodgers wins it for Tufts. Here we have Tyler Aronson bringing the ball up the court for Tufts.
The engineers start off in a man-to-man here.
Finds Luke Rodgers down low, works inside, and gets the finish.
And that's the matchup I was talking about. That's going to be something that we watch all night. Luke Rodgers should easily win this matchup, hopefully, if you're a Jumbos fan.
Here the ball with Caleb Downing. Shoots, does not connect. Tyler Aronson grabs the rebound, drives up.
And as that's his out of bounds, Luke Rodgers didn't find the box out there on Stevenson. That's something that, down the stretch, Stevenson does get about 7 to 8 rebounds a game. So we want to make sure you put a body on him, box him out, get him out of the paint. Luckily, he was bailed out there by Tyler.
Ball's out to Aronson. Gets a screen from Rodgers. Pulls up and drains the shot. Good start here from the Jumbos. Now we have Caleb Downing bringing the ball up the court. First game back, played in the first game. 18 points in 16 minutes, but for reasons unknown to us, he did not play the last 3 games. So he'll be hoping to make a strong rebound here. Stevenson working down low, over the top, and it rolls in.
Yep. And see a lot more of that. Both teams trying to work the ball inside to either Rodgers or Stevenson here.
Cohen, tries to find Rodgers down low. He does.
That's going to be a jump ball or a travel. Got him with the travel there.
Traveling WPI ball.
And that was a nice help defense. Number 55 for the Engineers, Stevenson, kind of fronted the post there and used the weak side help. And Rodgers couldn't find the corner 3. But look for the Jumbos to keep pushing it inside. I think they really like that matchup.
Downing sizing up Aronson. Finds Stevenson driving.
That's
looking
travel.
for the finish, and there's a travel. Jumbo's ball.
And that's another point of emphasis, too, that I didn't mention at the top of the broadcast. But both teams are averaging about 17 turnovers a game.
Wow.
Look for both to kind of keep their composure and settle down here and see if they can protect the ball.
Morris gets it.
Another travel got away with there, though.
Morris just misses the layup there. Caleb Downing grabs the rebound and breaks quickly. It's a 2-on-1. Ooh.
And that's a
Foul
pass,
there.
is it not? The ref on the far side said 2 free throws, but it looked like it was a pass out to the corner.
He may have been just trying to save it there at the end. Good physical foul there.
Yeah, good foul there nonetheless. Prevented the basket on the fast break. First free throw is good here.
Walker makes 1 of 2. He is only shooting 46.3% from the free throw line this year, so this is something that he'll be looking to improve this game for sure.
and trying to increase the pace of play here. Needleman's kind of putting a little pressure on full court here. Another front post denial, and great pass there to get the ball over the front of the post, and an easy basket for Luke Rodgers there.
Luke Rodgers just getting to Stevenson's wrong side there. Ball's with Walker. Walker, tough finish, and he gets it to go.
Got to cut off the baseline there no matter what.
Ball with Aronson driving on Stevenson. Passed out to Rodgers. Rodgers with
Great
the finish.
Move there.
That's 6 points already for Rodgers. Quick for Walker. Too easy there for Walker. Just outworked the Jumbos on the way back.
That's the thing. It's once you score, you got to make sure you get back. No one saw it. Stop ball. Found their man.
Aronson pulls up. Shoot. Can't get it to go. Walker with the rebound. We have Needleman. Back out to Walker. Inside to Stevenson. Stevenson going to work on Rodgers. Rodgers a little light on the defense there. Stevenson finds the back of the basket. Here we have Cohen bringing it up across halfway. Out to Rodgers. Rodgers dropping fairly deep here in order to get the ball quite frequently.
Well, high post feed there.
Oh. Almost gets it to go as well, but that should be 2 shots there for Cohen. Cohen this season an 83.3% free throw shooter.
And I like what I've seen from both teams, kind of working the ball into the high post, working the ball into the low post, and moving the ball, setting screens, very active, and that's why they're almost scoring 90 points a game. So the first one's good. See if Tufts on the make will apply a little pressure here.
There you go. And Cohen makes 2 out of 2 free throws. Good start for him from the line.
Said Aronson will pick up in the half court as Eric Savage is set to check in.
Caleb Downing feeds to Wisniewski, finds Walker. Good finish there by Walker, just getting the wrong side of Kuyajiman. Ball with Kuyajiman now. Stuck.
Got away with the travel there and then got bailed out with a foul that honestly from this view was a bailout.
Yeah, not a foul you want to give away, but not one that I think he did. So Jumbos catch a break there.
Now as Brennan Morris comes to the bench, Eric Savage will check in.
Eric Savage, the captain of this team. He is the only or one of 2 juniors. Rodgers again with the finish.
And I like that switch there by Bob Sheldon, kind of switching in for length as WPI has really gone low and attacked Tufts guards.
Yeah,
get a little more length in there and see if he can disrupt some of that penetration like he did just there.
Great read there by Cohen, stealing it. Now it has a 3-on-3. Slows it down a little bit. Out to Kuyajiman. What can he do? Back out to Cohen.
A little stagnant here by Tufts, but Cohen will take it right to the basket nonetheless.
Again, just breezes by. Ball's being brought up now by Jake Needleman. Out to Caleb Downing. Timeout called by the Engineers. What do you think of that start so far?
I think it's exactly, not to toot my own horn, but what I said at the top of the broadcast. You know, you're looking in for that Stevenson Rodgers matchup, and a lot of points in the paint, and then the guards are getting involved in the paint as well. What I haven't seen a lot of by WPI, and it's been working for them, not shooting the three-point and getting the ball inside. Right. But like I said at the top of the broadcast, they'll shoot about 20 3-pointers a game, and they're averaging 50% from the three-point line. They've only shot 1 here tonight so far. And if Tufts, you know, kind of Bob Sheldon settling his team down a little bit here, the 2 things I'll kind of say for Tufts is, A, get back on defense. They've had plenty. It's a fast-paced game, high-scoring game, and a lot of times the Jumbos have lost their men in transition. And, you know, a couple good fouls, bailed a few easy layups out there. But, you know, get back, find your man. There's no excuse for not getting back. And the other thing is while they have scored 14 points in less than 5 minutes, they're shooting early in the shot clock and sometimes not the best shots and not shots that they'll consistently hit down the stretch. Feed Rodgers, attack the basket, get him on the pick and roll. And when Rodgers is scoring, it opens up the guards to penetrate and then dish and shoot the 3 or the long 2 jumper, not immediately off the screen. It's happened a few possessions. Just settle down, but like I said, very fast-paced game and high offensive scoring. Notice there in the first 4 minutes you had a head coach for Worcester, Chris Bartley.
talking to Garrett Stevenson, telling him to be a little stronger down there in the post, not get pushed around so easily by admittedly a bigger Luke Rodgers.
And it's interesting that they're choosing the front to post. If you're going to do that, you must get help defense behind if you're not going to play behind. As Rodgers does take a break here, by the way.
Shots up, does not connect. Aronson managed to tip it. That should be Tufts' ball. Last touch off Stevenson.
Substitution for the Engineers.
It's Patrick Racy has also checked into the game now, inbounding for Tufts. Aronson on Downing. This should be an interesting matchup to keep an eye on. Ball out to Cohen. Switches across. Kuyajman can't get it to go.
I know that didn't fall, but that's exactly what I've been asking. Kind of said the Jumbo should be doing, moving the ball. They didn't find their matchup in transition there and almost led to an easy basket.
Missed shot there for Drew Plant. Can't get it to go. That's Jake Wazinski on the rebound. Caleb Downing. Down low to Vishnevsky. Working on his man. Great defense there. Cohen gets it. It's on 2-on-1.
That looks like a foul from here, but
if not, great defense there by Walker.
Substitution for the Engineers. Entering is number 14, Dakota Wheeler.
And again, I'll wait for it.
Also entering number 25, John Wessel.
Replacing 3, Downing. I really like Bob Sheldon's choice to put both Racy and Eric Savage in here. Just a little bit longer Eric Savage is as a guard and able to control the bigger guards of WPI, as that was a forced shot there.
Yeah, forced up, good defense. Finds Walker.
Not finding transition, men. I'm telling you.
Easy layup for Walker.
Easy layups are being the result of just people not getting back, jogging back, and not picking up their assignments in transition. And that's also not a shot you want with 11 seconds into the shot clock. Luckily,
not at all.
Racy there bailed him out with the offensive rebound. And then the potential
missed
slam,
there
but stuffed by the rim.
Carson Cohen brought up the court now. He finds Needleman. Needleman pulls up. Shot, can't get it to go. Rebound Walker. Saying he was held there as he went up for the rebound.
Tough fouls on number 15, Patrick Racy, his first, his second.
As Justin leaves the game, number 23 for the Jumbos, Will Brady will check in.
Substitutions. Entering for the Jumbos is number 23, Will Brady, replacing 2, Kajumjan.
Needleman back on it. Finds the back door. Good rebound there by Tyler Aronson. Not the biggest guy down there by a long shot.
And I think if you're Bob Sheldon here, you need to get Luke Rodgers back in the game.
Great shot there by Eric Savage.
Eric Savage for 3.
First three-pointer of the game.
Absolutely. But I think Luke Rodgers kind of missing down low on defense. Not even on offense, just on defense. The rebounding presence isn't necessarily there right now.
In the post, O'Driscoll. O'Driscoll working his man. Floats it over the top. Can't get it to go. Rebound at Savage. Aronson. Sizing up John Wessel.
Bob Sheldon must have heard me because Luke Rodgers headed to the scorer's table.
Aronson. Back out to Cohen.
That's going to be off a WPI player.
Unlucky there for WPI. Just hit his foot. Jumbos retain possession at the baseline.
Returning for the Bows, number 22, Brennan Morris, and number 32, Luke Rodgers. Replacing 1, Aronson, and 15, Racy.
I really like this lineup for the Jumbos. A little bit longer, as Eric Savage loses the ball there. But a little bit longer, and the guard play by WPI has been a little stronger, and I like that he's going with a big lineup here.
Dakota Wheeler. Back out to Needleman. Ethan Harrell passes to John Vessel.
Good D there by Luke Rodgers, immediately having an impact in this game after checking right back in.
Finds Savage, looking for Morris back. Ooh, gets hit there. It's going to be 2 shots for Morris.
And good find there by Eric Savage.
WPI fouls on number 32.
Morris, a 58.6% free throw shooter on the season.
And I know that WPI can shoot the three-pointer pretty well, so I'm hesitant to say this, but at some point, maybe just for a few possessions, because WPI is getting so many looks to the rim, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe for 1 or 2 possessions, as the first one misses there, if Bob Sheldon didn't go to a 2-3, just to settle everyone down and kind of protect the paint and make them shoot Tufts out of it. It's a little early to go to the 2-3, I think, but I don't think it would necessarily be the worst idea.
Yeah. Tufts are no slouch on the three-pointers, but only averaging just around 40% as compared to WPI's 51.1. Morris goes 1 of 2 there.
It's not 18-13 Jumbo lead with 12 minutes left here in the first half.
Downing bringing the ball up, checked back into the game.
I'm surprised that WPI hasn't brought in Stevenson yet, as that's a charge there. Good help defense by number 23, Will Brady, for the Jumbos.
Good work there. Always gets the bench fired up, drawing a charge, putting your body on the line.
WPI offensive foul whistled on number 24, Ethan Harrell. That's his first.
Brought up by Carson Cohen, sizing up Downing.
And I think if you're Chris Bartley here, the Engineers head coach, you got to get number 55, Stevenson, back in the game.
Rodgers found a feed there, but I think he had his man as well as if he wanted him. Back out to Cohen. Cohen calls for a screen, doesn't get it. Rodgers in the post, working his man, turns, shoots, and gets it to go.
Every time. And there he goes, like clockwork. Should have been in the game a little earlier, in my opinion. But nonetheless, Jumbos are thankful for that as the three's fired. And off the mark, but no rebound there, no box out. That leads to 2 free throws here.
Morrison Brady looked a little confused there as to who was going to box out. In the end, neither one of them did. And now we have number 24, Ethan Harrell, going to the line for 2 shots. Ethan Harrell, 44.4% from the line so far this season. First one can't get it to go. Savage and Cohen checking out there for Tufts. Entering the game, Kuyajiman is back, as well as freshman Eric DeBrine. Hits the second free throw there, 1 for 2 from the line.
1 point, Ethan Harrell.
Ball back with Kuyajiman.
And if you're Bob Sheldon here, you got to keep Eric Savage close to close to you on the bench here. He's been big, he's been long. That's a kick ball, but not called. That's going to be taken out over there.
See a little bit of confusion there from the
officials. That should be actually taken out right in front of us here. Nonetheless, Jumbo's ball with 18 seconds remaining on the shot clock.
Morris has it. DeBrine looking for the cut, won't get it. Out to Brady, finds Rodgers down low, pulls up. Just misses, but gets his own rebound. He's trying to work his man, turns with the hook, and that's another.
I'm telling you, as I said at the top of the broadcast, he can't be stopped. Once he's down low in the paint and has the ball, unless you bring a double team there, he's going to go up with it and has a pretty good field goal percentage. So, look for the Jumbos to keep feeding him as he fronts the post there.
I could be wrong here, but that, according to what I've seen, is 10 points already for Rodgers. A bit unlucky there. Brady brings it up, out to Morris. Morris looking to drive. Back out to Brady. Brady driving, dishes Rodgers.
And that's what you need to do to Rodgers, and exactly what I said before. You need to get a double team down there and just kind of make him give up the ball. Take your chances on the three. Tufts shoots decently from the three-point line, but they've only hit 1 tonight. Let them shoot you out of the game, not get easy little hook shots and layups from the Jumbo bigs.
Yeah. WPI head coach Chris Bartley is in his 18th season with the team, so I'm sure his experience will come through very shortly as we'll see some adjustments made as Stevenson back in the game, gets it in the post, and that's too easy.
And I understand you need a breather, but at a certain point, you got to have Luke Rodgers back in that game.
A wayward pass there by Brady turns the ball over. Was looking for Kuyajiman. Gonna be Engineer's ball.
Also, Tyler Aronson's been on the bench for a little while as well. Look for him and Luke Rodgers to probably sub in at the same time.
Walker back on the court now. Out to Wisniewski. Down low to Stevenson. Working Racy in the post.
And that's just too easy.
Freshman Eric DeBrine got wrong-sided there. Got boxed out by Wisniewski.
Absolutely.
Wisniewski won't draw the foul, but he will get the ball at the baseline as the officials go to talk it over. Come to a decision here. Either a foul or just at the baseline.
Looks like it's just a out-of-bounds dead ball, but it definitely was a foul.
Stevenson looking for it. Out to Wisniewski. Working his man. The hook.
And that's a good, strong move. As a defender there, you can't do anything. The little pump fake, get you standing up. 2 dribbles, hard to the basket. Good finish there.
Missing the size of Rodgers there as well.
Yep.
Racy not quite as big.
Look for both Rodgers and I think Aronson to check back into the game. And personally, I think Eric Savage should also be in the game right now. His length is kind of just down low, stopping these guards that are a little bit bigger than I think Tufts is used to seeing as a whole.
Racy hands off to DeBrine, back out to Morris. Morris thought about it, got both defenders in the air.
That's a walk. Oh, got bailed out with the jump ball. It will be.
Jumbo possession.
And that should be WPI possession, actually, because the Jumbo's got the tip.
Coach Chris Bartley not happy about it, and I can understand why. There's been a couple calls so far that have gone the Jumbo's way. Brady pulls up, shoots. Can't connect. Good strong rebound by DeBrine. DeBrine throws up a shot, gets fouled to the line.
Can you
for
think
2.
of a jump ball that's happened in this game? The tie-up other than that one?
No.
I think Tufts got a free possession there. We definitely won the tip.
3 men set to check in here for Tufts. As you said, Eric Savage looking to come back in, Cohen looking to come back in, and Aronson looking to come back in.
I think they'll probably leave.
DeBrine can hit. DeBrine, a decent free throw shooter so far for a man of his size, 57%. Can't get the second one to go either.
He knew it was coming out, so he purposely missed it.
Walker again on the transition. Doesn't get that one, but here we have Cohen. Good, strong defense there by Needleman, just picking his pocket.
Hustle. That's purely hustle right there.
Interesting, we said before the game that WPI hasn't looked up to it, but so far Tufts has gotten out-hustled.
That's why you need Eric Savage is back in the game, but that's why you need Luke Rodgers.
Stevenson now finding a home.
And Coach Bob Sheldon must have heard me.
He's a lip reader by this point.
Yeah, at this point, I mean.
Cohen sizing up Needleman. Out to Racy, finds Morris in the corner.
If you're Bob Sheldon here.
If
you're Bob Sheldon here, this is timeout.
Returning for the Jumbos, number 1, Tyler Aronson, and number 32.
WPI has closed this lead down to 2.
And this is the exact lineup that I wanted from Bob Sheldon. Length, guard plays good, and we get Aronson back in the game as well as Rodgers.
If you can't get your timeout, you're happy with the lineup?
I mean, absolutely. I think that if WPI scores here or scores on 2 straight possessions, I think that should be a Bob Sheldon timeout.
Needleman out to Wisniewski. Downing loses out there to Cohen. Cohen driving.
That was a flop and a half.
Tough one there for Cohen. Downing there playing to the referees a little bit, but he got it.
I think he deserves an Emmy for that one. Is that the name of the acting one, or is it an Oscar?
Emmys TV shows, Oscars movies.
He deserves both. That was a pretty good flop there.
Needleman out to Wisniewski. Finds Stevenson down low, guarded by Rodgers. Rodgers, stuffed. Get that one out of here. Needleman gets it back and drains it. It's 3 points there for Needleman.
And that's not something you want to see if you're a Jumbo fan. WPI kind of heating up from the three-point line. They can be deadly there.
Rodgers fakes it.
And one.
Drives. Ooh, can't get it to fall, but he does get 2 shots. Small huddle here for the Jumbos. Just talk things over.
And I understand that the Jumbos are quite young. I know we have Eric Savage on the floor, but really other than that, it's all underclassmen. But they're handling themselves well. They don't. I think Bob Sheldon thinks that they don't need a timeout.
Luke Rodgers hits. Yeah, their entire starting lineup, freshmen and sophomores.
Yep.
It's bright things for the future of Jumbos basketball. 1 for 2 there for Luke Rodgers. Again, you see Walker gets the better of his defender on transition. Morris
I think he's cherry-picking a little bit as well. I think it's a combination of the two. But nonetheless, he's getting easy baskets out of it. So
Stevenson at the top. Needleman looking for the baseline drive. Kicks it out to Walker. Back out to Stevenson.
And if you're Tufts, you'll live with that shot. I know it's open, but you're closing out well. They move the ball well, but you'll live with that.
Down low. Out to Savage. Finds Rodgers. Looks like it may have been an and one there, but doesn't get the call. Luke Rodgers.
Put it this way. That was more of a foul than the offensive foul that was called. I'll leave that there.
Yeah, Luke Rodgers absolutely heating up this game.
Absolutely. He's getting the better of the matchup. Good front post there, and Eric Savage helping him.
Needleman from deep on that one. 2 consecutive three-pointers made there by Needleman. 6 points. Savage out to Morris. Morris time and space. Shoots.
Good shot.
Gets it to go.
Brandon Morris for 3.
Get back on defense.
Walker.
That was purely people jogging back on defense, not stopping the ball. If you're Bob Sheldon, you got to, I think, get a timeout here.
Must be the 4th or 5th time Walker's done it to him as well.
Yep, and he does.
Walker actually was named the NEWMAC Defensive Player of the Week. The first time in the team's history that's happened, Defensive Player of the Week.
Absolutely.
Not only is he an offensive stud, apparently he can do it on both ends.
So I'm looking up at the scoreboard. It says 33 has 3 fouls. Would that be Eric Savage?
That would be Eric Savage.
Well, is there a player number 33 that has played for WPI? No. So Eric Savage does have, he has 0 fouls.
Luke Rodgers on 15 points with 6 minutes left in the first half. Tufts has got to be happy with that kind of performance.
Absolutely.
As you were saying earlier, if he keeps heating up like this, it's going to open up things on the outside like it did for Morris just now.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised here if WPI out the timeout switched to a 2-3 zone just to kind of slow Rodgers down a little bit.
Stick an extra body on him. Interestingly enough, the only man on the WPI bench who looks like he can match Rodgers for size is Fernand Gray, and no signs that he'll be checking into the game anytime soon. Walker to shoot 1. Misses. Savage with the rebound. Aronson checked back into the game.
Yep.
Aronson back on Downing. Cohen gets it. Alley-oop for Rodgers, and he throws it down. Excellent play there for Rodgers. You love to see that.
And but get back in transition and stop the ball. They almost didn't stop ball again there because they were so excited about the dunk. Yes, it's a great play, but you got to get back.
It's one that gets the team fired up, however. Rodgers now got to defend against Stevenson in the post. A block and now 17 points.
And going back to that play, beautiful design by Bob Sheldon. That's all Bob Sheldon there. As wide open 3 from the corner is good.
Wisniewski hits.
And that might be 3 straight possessions with, they had the and 1 down there, but they're heating up from the 3-point line. They're becoming the team that we talked about at the top of the broadcast.
Cohen, easy drive, gets the layup.
2 points, Carson Cohen.
Brought up now by Needleman. Back to Wisniewski. He's had a good game so far.
That's a push off there.
It's a push. Doesn't connect with
That's
the
also a travel. 2 missed calls there leads to the basket.
It's 2 more points for Stevenson.
Now in double figures as well. So this is the Stevenson-Rodgers battle that I was talking about. It's been fun to watch so far.
Rodgers
Eric
again
Savage has to get that over.
Gets
there
the
you
wrong
go.
side. Kicks it out. Kuyajiman looks like he was hit there, but connects with the 3-pointer.
And that's exactly what I was saying. when they start double teaming Rodgers down low, it opens up the corner three if Rodgers keeps his head out, stays composed, and gets the ball out to the wing.
Walker drives, kicks out Stevenson. Too easy again.
And that's just not cutting off the baseline. When you're growing up, even in 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade, very first thing you're taught on defense, one, stay between your man and the ball, but 2, stop the baseline at all costs because you have help on the other side.
Having 17 points so far is good for Rodgers, but it's less impressive if your matchup is also in double digits.
And a lot of that's not Rodgers' fault. A lot of that was scored when Rodgers was actually on the bench. I remember there was about 6 straight points that Stevenson scored with Rodgers on the bench. As Rodgers goes back to the bench, and Eric Savage, I don't know necessarily. I understand, again, breather has been a high, fast-paced game, but they have to be sitting close to Bob Sheldon. We need Eric Savage if you're a Jumbos fan, as well as Luke Rodgers in the game.
Reed Walker also checked out there. As Cohen hits his free throw. Checking into the game for the first time, Max Oppenheim, center sophomore from Potomac.
We'll see if Max can body Stevenson a little bit here.
Yeah, Max is a big guy. Looking to use his size here, stop the onslaught that has been Stevenson and Vishnevsky as well. Vishnevsky proving not only he can do it down low, but also
again,
outside.
you got to cut off the baseline. That's something that Tufts is not doing here, and it's been costly so far.
Downing in the looking for the corner.
And that should be Tufts' ball. And it will be Tufts' ball. Good hustle there by Carson Cohen.
Ball in Cohen's hand.
We have an exciting one on our hands here with 3 minutes and 35 seconds left to go in the first half. The Jumbos have a 1-point lead, 36-35.
Oppenheim. Brady back in the game. Finds him again. It's a travel.
I was about to say, you got away with the travel there.
It's hard to get away with the travel when the head coach is standing right next to the referee and is right behind you.
Absolutely. I say by 3 minutes, Eric Savage and Rodgers are going to be back in this game. At least headed to the table.
Downing with it, finds Vishnevsky. Needleman in the corner. Back out to Downing, inside of Vishnevsky. Working his man, smaller man, bodies him, but misses the layup.
That's good defense. I mean, you're smaller there if you're Aronson. Way to keep your hands straight up and just put your chest out as that 3 goes in. A huge 3 for the Jumbos to cushion the lead to 4 points here with 2:45 remaining in the first half.
Cohen will take those looks all day.
Bob Sheldon with a little smile on his face on the Jumbo bench, laughing at Luke Rodgers.
Back out to Downing. Downing looking inside, instead opts to go out to Needleman. Stevenson picks it up.
Good defense here by the Jumbos. Don't want to bail him out with the foul. And honestly, if you're a Jumbo there, you'll live with that shot. Well contested, played the whole shot clock. Just unfortunately better offense if you're a Jumbo fan.
Tough shot there from Wheeler. But Kuyajiman throws a little high there. Brady can't reel it in. That's Engineers' ball.
And I understand Eric Savage didn't start the game, but it just seems like to me when Eric Savage and Luke Rodgers are out of the game, the Jumbos seem a little out of place, throwing errant passes, letting easy kind of layups to the basket. Luke Rodgers is going to have to get his stamina, take a breather at halftime, and come up big in the second half of the game if the Jumbos want to win this one. And if you're Stevenson, you just have to get big on the offensive end.
It's Downing working his man. Out to Stevenson in the corner to Walker.
Good help there.
Walker to
Max.
Stevenson. Back out to Downing. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. 7.
Good defense by Max there.
Terrific stuff for Oppenheim. That's what he's in the game to do, be a physical presence. You were saying they needed to cut off the baseline, and he did there.
Yep. We'll see here. They're manning up underneath their own basket. Sometimes teams will go to a 2-3 here, but they're staying in the man, given WPI shooting abilities.
Downing.
That's a shot clock violation and a charge. See what they call. And they'll call it a shot clock violation. Great defense. Even on the possession before, I mentioned it too. I know there was a 3 made, but really taking WPI deep into the shot clock, which they don't like. They like to move the ball. They're a fast-paced 90-point team as Luke Rodgers is set to check back into this game.
Out to Brady.
And Luke
Brady
Rodgers
spins.
actually will walk back to the bench. Only a minute and 20 seconds remaining in the first half. That is not a shot you want.
Kriajman chucks one up there. Rebound Stevenson. Walker again pushing the pace. In the corner, Wheeler.
And a bailout there. Didn't find assignments again with Walker pushing the pace there, but luckily for the Jumbos, as that foul will lead to a 1-and-1. But luckily for the Jumbos, that didn't amount to anything. But again, if you're Bob Sheldon at the halftime break, you got to talk about getting back. I know it's a fast-paced game, and I know the Jumbos have only been playing 8 or 9 people, but you got to get back. There's no excuse for not getting back on defense, finding your assignments, and at least stopping the ball.
There's some things that are not in your control, but hustle is definitely one that you can look at the guy and say, I can out-hustle you.
A little confusion here, but Eric Savage checks back in.
Eric DeBrine looks set to check in as well. Cohen will go to the line as Tufts are in the bonus.
Cohen didn't want to come out there, so he just missed the free throw.
1 minute remaining in the half.
Kriajman on Downing. Out to Wheeler.
Again, good, strong defense here by the Jumbos.
Screen by Walker. Downing got his man.
And that's just a beautiful move. I mean, nothing to do about it there, but it looks like the Jumbos should hold for the last shot here with 5-second differential between the shot and game clock.
Oppenheim in the corner to Brady. Brady can hit. Oppenheim with the rebound. Back out. Cohen. Splash.
That's a splash. And that's the thing. I mean, if you get an open shot like that in rhythm of the offense, don't worry about taking one shot. If you're confident in your shot, get it. If it's in the rhythm, shoot the ball and lock down on defense here. See what the Jumbos can do.
7 seconds left. Downing drives, kicks out.
And got a box out there.
Downing's got the
no
rebound.
foul, and that's a travel. And they should put a second and change on the clock, but they aren't going to correct the clock. So it's a little bit of a runoff there for the home team.
Tufts has got 0.3 of a second to.
Yeah, just touch it. Someone has to touch this, though. That's a dangerous pass. Nothing happening there, but if you throw that pass and no one touches it, WPI has a chance for a tip shot with 0.3 seconds there. So, should have just thrown it in and had someone touch it. Anyway, nonetheless, 42-40 Jumbo lead at the end of this first half, and we will take a first half break with them, and we will be back shortly.
And welcome back here to the Cousins Gymnasium. We're about to get the second half underway. Tufts has a 42-40 lead. Very tightly contested first half, a little bit back and forth. I think WPI has only been in the lead once, however. Made a couple of good comebacks.
Yeah.
So, Francis, your thoughts?
Well, again, for Tufts, I've been preaching it the whole game. You got to get back, and you got to stop the ball in transition. Number 23 for the Engineers, Reed Walker, has really been pushing the tempo and getting down court and fast breaks. And the Jumbos kind of have been lacking in finding assignments here, but really have to applaud Bob Sheldon and kind of who he's putting in the game. He understands that WPI is a little bit longer than Tufts is used to facing, and putting Eric Savage in. Eric Savage has had some huge minutes, especially defensively. Just giving a little more help to Luke Rodgers. If Luke Rodgers does choose to front Stevenson, Eric Savage has his help and is a big body in there. It's a little bit bigger, a little physical. And look to see Max Oppenheim a little bit more, too. He's a big body, and I think he can be good fits to Stevenson on the defensive end as well. So look to see if Tufts gets like a 10 to 12 point lead if Max Oppenheim comes in to kind of be the big man down low.
Yeah. Also interesting to note, Tufts coming off an overtime loss to MIT, 98-92, looking to bounce back from that. And not only that, they're looking to snap WPI's undefeated streak, 4-0. And a historically very good start for WPI, who finished last season only 16-12.
Absolutely.
4-0 starts big.
And if you're WPI here, you're in this game. You haven't been shooting the ball necessarily as well as you usually do from the three-point line. They missed some open ones, but keep looking to push the ball, especially if you are Reed Walker. You've done a good job of getting the ball up the floor. Tufts has not gotten necessarily back in transition, so keep looking to push, keep looking to get shots early in the shot clock, but make sure they're good shots and not forced shots as we get underway here.
Tufts coming out with the same lineup they did to start the first half.
That's travel right there. Gets away with it.
Vashevsky out to Wheeler. Wheeler with the push. Offensive foul. Jumbo's ball.
And he threw his hand up. But the thing is, as soon as you extend that arm, no matter what, if you don't even really hit him, as soon as that arm is extended, you're going to get caught for that every single time, especially with the refs right there.
Cohen bringing it up. Rodgers tries to set the screen, doesn't get it. Rodgers in the post against Stevenson.
And again, I'm shocked that they're not trying to double team Rodgers down low. That was a foul there on Stevenson. That will be Stevenson's second. But again, coming out of the half, you would think that they would try to double team Luke Rodgers in the post and see what the Jumbo shooters can do from the outside. But instead, they're going one-on-one with Rodgers as he gets the ball there.
Rodgers spins, hooks, air ball there for Rodgers. Rebound goes to WPI. Out to Wheeler. Walker gets the screen.
Good help there. That's just a better shot. Yep. Shot over him. Hand down, man down. They didn't get their hands up in the face. There were two defenders there, but didn't affect the shot really.
That's still a tough shot. Morris out to Rodgers. Morris been a little more quiet this game. Hit two good threes. Rodgers.
Now I'm telling you,
connects.
If you're WPI here, you got to think about getting into a 2-3 or a 1-3-1 or not 1-3-1 because you want more bodies down low, but a 2-3, a 3-2, something just to get more bodies thrown at Luke Rodgers. Luke Rodgers is having himself a game right now. You got to stay on your feet there if you're Luke.
Luke, good defense. Stevenson gets it.
Absolutely. And the thing is, down low, if you get even the slightest bit of step, if you're someone Stevenson's size, you're going to body someone and likely make the layup.
Ball with Cohen, driving, kicks out. Kuyajiman fakes.
It's a reach in there, gets away with it.
Rodgers, Stevenson with the defense. Walker again pushing the tempo.
That's a walk.
Downing gets the three.
Caleb Downing for three.
Interesting now, Kuyajiman looking to go fast out to Aronson.
I think you get Eric Savage in here pretty early into this second half. As that shot doesn't even hit the rim.
Well off the mark there for Kuyajiman.
And that's not a shot you want. And that's something that Tufts struggled with a little bit last year is shots early in the shot clock, not necessarily the best shots, not moving the ball necessarily as well. They've done a lot better. This is the first home game, just kind of looking around, looking at Tufts play. You know, they've been much more mobile than they were last year, setting a lot more screens. I don't know what the call necessarily was there, but they just seem to be more fluid on offense.
Shot selection will be key.
Yep, and I think that's something Bob Sheldon really worked on in the offseason.
Walker quick pass into Wisniewski. Wisniewski, tough layup, misses. Stevens, strong rebound, puts it back up.
And that was not a foul there. I don't know necessarily what was seen.
From here, it looked like a clean block, but that's going to be Luke Rodgers' first foul.
And good for Rodgers, too, for only having 1 foul in this game. You know, you're going up someone who weighs more than you, is bigger than you, not necessarily taller than you, but to keep your hands straight up, and he does that so well. Hands straight in the air, move your feet, don't impede space, and just let them know the offensive player know you're there. And he's done a great job on the defensive end as well.
Stevenson hits 2 for 2.
I think Eric Savage should come in this game within the next 30 seconds.
Very strong start to the second half by WPI, up 49-44. Aronson looking to get something going here. Rodgers sets a screen. Tries to roll, doesn't get it in the corner. Kuyajiman, layup. Rolls around and in.
Yep. Tufts needed that to kind of get going here offensively.
3 points in it now. Stevenson has it, fakes. Drives, Roger puts a body on him. Walker, tough shot. Can't get it. Morris with the rebound.
And it looks...
That's not one you want to give away as Walker, who's already pushed the tempo. Wisniewski, easy layup.
Yep.
Good transition bucket.
Bob Sheldon definitely is about to put Eric Savage into the game, I'm assuming. So that goes to Max and Eric Savage. Should get a little bigger body in there. Like I said, you need Max on defense.
Luke Rodgers loses out on that one.
Absolutely.
Walker gets it to bounce off Rodgers out of bounds, so WPI ball.
And I like that choice for Max there over Patrick Racy. Max is just the bigger body, can kind of settle down Stevenson, who, even though he's not scoring every point, is having a big impact down low. They're getting the ball to him and kicking the ball back out because Tufts is double teaming him. But when you put Max in, you get a bigger body.
Stevenson and Max both bigger built men. Drive, and I think it's a foul there.
That's going to be on Eric Savage. That's only his second. A correction from earlier. The scoreboard said that Eric Savage had 3 fouls. That is only his second. It was a scoreboard error there.
Downing to inbound. Stevenson looking for it, won't get it. Over the top to Walker.
Good hustle there.
Good try by Aronson. Savage meets Downing at the top.
Rodgers getting tended to over there by a trainer. It doesn't look too serious. Probably just like a little cramp or something.
Tough layup there for Reed Walker. Took on 3 Tufts defenders and came out on top.
Nice. I think if you don't get a basket here, next time that Tufts has the ball, it's going to be another Bob Sheldon timeout.
Yeah, nobody boxed out Savage there. Morris, Aronson had Savage in the corner, chooses to go it alone. Tough layup, misses, but will get fouled. Go to line for 2.
And it looks like Luke Rodgers' pulse is being timed over on the sideline.
WPI fouls on number 14, Dakota Wheeler.
He's definitely hustling.
Yep.
Third. Tyler Aronson is at the line for the jumbo.
Winter as well could be sick. We have Jordan in the game 4. As Aronson hits the first free throw.
Luke Rodgers is bright red.
Will Brady. Returning for WPI is number 15, Jake.
Not something you want to see when your player's got 19 points getting tended to by the trainer, but Tufts trainers very good at what they do. I'm sure that take good care of him. Aronson looking to go for 2 for 2 here.
He probably can't get back into the game until his pulse is down.
1 point, Tyler Aronson.
Aronson cannot connect there on the free throw as Downing pushes the tempo again. Wayward layup there as Aronson comes down with the rebound. Out to Savage to the top.
Big shot here.
Can't get it.
Stop ball here if you're Eric Savage. Way to get back.
Walker.
And that's a charge.
I think that was almost an elbow to the face there. Walker disagrees with the call strongly. Needs to be careful there before he gets himself a tech.
He lowered his shoulder. Anytime, doesn't matter if you're in the circle or not. Anytime an offensive player extends their arm or physically lowers their shoulder noticeably, that's going to be an offensive foul every single time.
Let's see, Chris Bartley, they're pleading his case with the referees.
Needleman applies a little bit of pressure here, just to speed up the pace of the game maybe a little bit.
Luke Rodgers now has taken a seat again. Not with the trainer anymore. Good sign for Tufts.
Still seems to be pretty labored in his breathing.
Oh, that looked like a foul. Looks like he got hit in the head, but Savage can't get it.
And offensively, everything seems to be running through Rodgers tonight. When Rodgers hasn't been in the game, even though he's not scoring every single basket, just like everything goes through him. You get into the high post, get into the low post, and opens up shooters, opens up driving lanes. And that might have been an offensive foul there as well.
Needleman, easy layup there. Down in the space created by Cohen getting pushed. Aronson pushing the pace. Wheeler goes up strong, gets the ball, gets the rebound. Downing coming back the other way.
A basket here has to be an Bob Sheldon timeout. And he calls it.
Strong finish there for O'Driscoll.
And Tufts just has come out of halftime just lackadaisical and not paying attention and kind of just sluggish. Has nothing to do with offense, defense. They just seem to not be as in the game as they were in the first half. And it's something, Bob Sheldon was not very happy when he called that timeout. 10-point game, easy to make up. And I think that you have to get Luke Rodgers back in the game. And I think, an ideal lineup has Luke Rodgers and Eric Savage in it. And we'll see if he's healthy enough to go for the Jumbos. Stevenson looks like he's out of the game still.
Good performance there by the Tufts cheerleaders.
Eric Savage will stay in the game, but Luke Rodgers will still continue to sit out.
14 minutes left. A lot of time to work with here for Tufts. Tufts got to remember that WPI is 4-0, undefeated. If you give them even an inch, they're going to take it.
Absolutely, and I think, too, if you're Bob Sheldon here, you like to have Eric Savage on the floor, not only because of ability, but he is an upperclassman, and he has been a huge member of this team, very active, a huge committed player to the Jumbo program. And you like to have him on the floor to kind of rein in the young guys when WPI is on a little bit of a run here.
Max Oppenheim as well is getting quite a few minutes this game, something that he hasn't gotten in the previous ones. So
and I think that's something you see with Stevenson's size and number 4 and 32 as well for the WPI, Winsinski, and as well as
O'Driscoll.
Tough shot. Yeah, that's not a shot you want after I talked about upperclassmen being on the floor early in the shot clock. Not necessarily a shot you want out of a timeout.
Big block there by Tyler Aronson. Freshman Eric DeBryan takes it up, dishes it. Savage can't hang on, and that'll be WPI ball. Terrific block there from Aronson. Showing great athletic ability.
I think Justin checks in the next couple of seconds as well. I think Justin and Rodgers will check in at the same time.
Important to hold him here. You don't want to see this 10 go to a 12. Brady has also checked back into the game. Put in a good shift in the first half. Vishnevsky being guarded by the freshman Eric DeBryan.
And great help defense here by Max. Just watching ball, seeing his man, making sure his man doesn't backdoor cut him.
Brady leaves Walker a little open, takes that space. Tough shot there for O'Driscoll. Good defense, but was just taller. Aronson with the ball.
Tufts has to find something here offensively with Luke Rodgers sitting on the bench. They've only scored 5 points in this half.
Good, strong defense there by WPI as Walker again is the first man down the court. Misses the layup, but Vishnevsky gets the rebound. Also misses. It's going all over the place. I believe that should be a WPI ball. It comes off Max Oppenheim.
And there's no excuse for giving up a rebound on a fast break. I mean, absolutely no excuse. You got to hustle back. You got to grab the rebound, and you have to want to be in this game. And for the past 5 or 6 minutes, Tufts really hasn't seemed like they want to be here. Luke Rodgers checking back in. I think Justin will be right behind him.
Jumbo's fans will like to see that. Maybe come in for
instead it'll be Cohen.
Cohen, 5 assists on the day. Wheeler to Needleman. Needleman open look. Hits it.
I think if you're Bob Sheldon here, you have to go to like a 2-3 or something just to change a look. I mean, they're just getting offensive rhythm here. And Eric Savage, that's not a shot you want to take so early in the shot clock when you're trying to get an offensive flow here. As an upperclassman, you need to know that. You need to know when to take good shots or bad shots and when to force it and not to. And a few times we've seen them force shots and force passes that have led to turnovers. There's no box out there.
It's an air ball, but falls for Stevenson.
And good hands.
Oh, Max Oppenheim goes in a bit hard. Doesn't get the foul called. Back resets to Needleman. Remember, they didn't hit the rim.
Exactly. Luke Rodgers saying, we got to talk. We're not talking. We're not boxing out. We're not finding our men, putting a body on them, and clearing space.
Did WPI ever hit the rim on that sequence?
They didn't.
I thought it was an air ball.
It was an air ball, but was there a tip?
Might have been, because the shot clock has reset to 22 seconds. I think that might be what the officials are talking over right now.
And they will move it down. Should be to 14. They move it down to 12.
Luke Rodgers and Carson Cohen checking back in the game. Rodgers leading the game in points. Cohen leading the game in assists, looking for a little 1-2 punch to get the Tufts offense started.
Absolutely.
Nobody talked to Rodgers there, didn't even know the ball was coming. Brady on Downing. Downing gets a screen from Stevenson. Walker, open look for three, and hits it. Walker on fire tonight.
All of a sudden, it's a 17-point game.
Tufts came into the half 2 points up. 9 minutes into it, we are 17 points down.
And it's just been from not communicating and being lackadaisical. I don't know if it's fatigue.
Taking not good
shots.
shots.
That shot's short. I think two people are at this point trying to get Tufts back into the game and taking long threes. Speaking of long threes,
Downing
that one
in and out. That would have been a big shot.
Just people seem confused. And I think this is a lineup that hasn't been used very much. And I think you should go back to your starters, but maybe keep Eric Savage back in this game.
Good hustle by Rodgers out to Cohen. Cohen can't connect. Rebound. Cohen gets his own rebound.
This double dribble somehow gets away with it.
Good ball movement a little high. Makes Downing miss. Cohen goes up.
And the foul. And if you're Tufts, that's how you need to work the ball. That's something that they did really well in the first half, and they're not doing here. Get the ball down low, work it, swing it, quick passes. Don't immediately put your head down on the dribble and pass the ball. And then get back on defense, get out on shooters, close out.
Looking for a three-point play here. Pull the game back within to 14. And a timeout is called.
I think at this point it's just something that WPI wants to go over, maybe a new defense, something with a 15-point lead you might want to test out or something like that, or just merely to give their players a breather. Tufts will gladly take the timeout, though. They seem a little more fatigued than WPI as Eric Savage checked out of the game. An interesting choice by Bob Sheldon there, but if I knew everything, I would be the coach. So
exactly. Seems like a good time to mention during this timeout. Today is actually Tufts Giving Tuesday, where the sports teams look to raise money for the school. There's certain incentives, so if you're watching the basketball game and you're a Jumbos fan, feel free to go to the page givingtuesday.tufts.edu to donate to the basketball team, get them some money and get them some sponsorships.
So the Tufts Jumbos are going with the lineup of Eric DeBrine, Cohen, Rodgers, Morris, and Will Brady, who's been in the game for quite a good bit of time here. And given kind of Bob Sheldon's sub patterns, it seems to me like Justin will come in shortly to replace Brady.
Carson Cohen gets it. 3-point play for Cohen. 14-point game. 10 minutes, 51 seconds left in this second half as Downing brings up the ball. Dakota Wheeler back to Downing. Fakes a shot.
Thought about it.
Needleman finds Stevenson at the baseline. Into the corner. Wheeler. Good look and hits it.
It looked like Tufts was in a matchup 2-3 there. And that's what you have to be careful about. If you go to a 2-3 against a team like WPI, they will shoot you out of it. Be cognizant of that.
Finds Rodgers down low, looking to work
loss.
Stevenson. Great defense there by Stevenson. Looks like he might have finally figured out this Rodgers central offense.
Thought about it again there.
It's the thing with
Stevenson.
Stevenson feeling himself, apparently. That's the thing with Caleb Downing. After you hit those couple deep threes, you got to be careful anywhere with him. Brady. Tough shot.
Not a shot if you're Brady that you want to take right now.
Good rebound, Rodgers. Out to Morris. Morris thought about it. Gets fouled.
Morris falls on top.
Vishnevsky with a foul.
That's already that's the team's 6th. So next team foul in WPI, Jumbos will be shooting 1-on-1.
Keep in mind, there's also 10 minutes left in this first half. Quite a lot of time.
Cohen for 3, off the mark.
Tufts not shooting well from three-point arc tonight. Not taking their high percentage shots. Not getting good looks.
Well, I think a lot of these looks are coming early in the shot clock. I don't mind that shot there, but a lot of the other shots that they've been missing have really been coming too early in the shot clock. A skip pass there. If you're Cohen, you have to get out there faster. If Bob Sheldon's going to run a 2-3, that has been a spot that has killed him 2 times in a row. If you're going to run a 2-3, you have to make sure that top guard is leaking down to get into that corner for that skip pass there, and it's burned them 2 times in a row.
It's now a 20-point lead, 70-50 for WPI Engineers. Morris
again
cannot connect as Eric DeBryan commits the foul down low, looking for the rebound.
2 passes and a 3. Work the ball in. What worked in the first half for the Jumbos was feeding it to Rodgers, letting Rodgers do his thing, and then kick it out and shoot the open 3 within the office. Don't try to take 5-point jump shots to try to get back in this game. 2 points is only 1 less point than 3, and you can chip away the lead, play hard defense, put a little pressure on them, and all of a sudden you're back in the game. Right. Instead, if you're going to jack up 3s after 2 passes, it's going to be hard for you to get back in this game.
Could be a little bit of the inexperience leading to a bit of panic. Panic may have set in among the Jumbos. They got to remember they got plenty of time here.
Yep. And the Jumbos do switch back into a man-to-man here, especially with Stevenson out of the game, too. No reason to be in a 2-3.
Jumbos have just not gone in the second half as Wheeler connects, banks it in. This is what you said at the top of the game. If they heat up from the 3-point range, they're going to be very, very dangerous, and they are.
Absolutely. And Tufts really hasn't been guarding the line well, and it's going to be a foul there on
Vishnevsky.
Well, looks like WPI.
Yeah.
WPI fouls on number 4, Jake Wisniewski. That's his 4th. Team 7th.
Don't think we've seen Kudyajiman check in the second half yet.
And I wonder why. I don't know if what's wrong. I mean, he's a starter. He's been playing a pretty decent game.
Eric DeBryan, also the freshman, getting extended playing time here.
Absolutely. And Eric Savage has been playing a lot. But it is interesting that Justin has not checked into the game. I don't think he's played since the beginning of the second half.
Rodgers shooting well from the free throw line tonight. It's 2 for 3.
Let's see if he wants to come out or not. Guess not. That's a travel, though.
It's a jump ball.
Either way, it's a jump ball.
Rodgers said something to the referee there. The referee didn't like it. Just gave him a quick warning.
I mean, it was a travel. I don't understand why the referee was so upset about Rodgers saying it was a travel. But nonetheless, it is a jump ball, and the Jumbos do retain possession here.
Rodgers checks out of the game again.
Rodgers not very happy.
Cohen.
I am surprised that
DeBryan drives.
Game.
Gets fouled. It's going to be Tufts ball at the baseline.
WPI fouls on number 14, Dakota Wheeler. That's his 3rd. Team's 8th. Eric DeBryan is at the line for Tufts, shooting 1-1.
Something you pointed out before the broadcast was that Tufts are pretty well-rounded in their shooting, and that's normally one person to pop off a game. But as you can see there, 3 of the players on the court right now for Tufts don't have more than 4 points.
I'm still perplexed as to why Justin's not coming into the game here. I understand Eric Savage needs to be in the game. Okay, there we go.
They're listening. Savage checks in. Kudyajiman checks in for DeBryan.
But I don't understand why Cohen's coming out of the game. With Justin immediately coming onto the floor and talking to his teammates.
22-point lead for WPI here with 8:14 left in the second half. WPI looking to slow the game down, kill off any chance of Tufts coming back into it.
Racy.
He passed the ball into Stevenson. Stevenson, tough hook. Rebound Savage. Savage pushing the pace now.
And you have to at this point if you're Jumbos. But take good shots. Good shots that come early in the shot clock, but don't force a shot just trying to get back into this game. Wait until it comes to you.
Aronson
like that. I understand that that's, you see it on the NBA games and whatnot, but he's lucky he got the foul called there.
Right.
A lot of times in college basketball, referees don't like to call that foul.
It's a little cheesy, but he got it.
WPI fouls on number 3, Caleb Downing. That's his first. Team's 9th.
And for the last 7 minutes and 53 seconds, Tufts will be shooting 2 shots on every foul. As the first one rattles out there.
It's a tough one. Tufts very disciplined tonight in their fouls.
1 point.
But at a certain point, you can also look at it as if they're not playing physical enough defense.
Well, I think they're playing pretty physical defense. I think there was a time there where we switched into 2-3 and just help wasn't there and the top guard wasn't getting back, and that's why they had 3 threes in a row. And it kind of just turnovers accumulated, and there's a 5-minute stretch there where Tufts didn't seem like they wanted to be in this game, and that's why it's a 21-point game instead of probably about a 6-point game. There's an early 3 there off the mark.
Here you see we have, unfortunately, a WPI player down. That is Needleman. It looks like someone may have landed or put a foot in his landing zone as he came down from that 3. Get the trainers out to him here, see what's the situation.
It might also be a cramp.
That looks the more likely as he's getting stretched out right now. Glad to see he's not seriously hurt.
He is grimacing quite a bit.
Trainer's smiling and laughing, so looks like he should be okay.
Yeah, I think it's just a really bad cramp. A lot of food over the past week.
Yeah, someone ate too much turkey.
Yep.
This does however, give Tufts a chance to talk it over. All gathered around the big Jumbo logo there, talking about what they can do to get back in this game. It's a 21-point game. 7 minutes, 24 seconds left. It's not impossible. Dave Needleman gets up and walks off. It's always good when you get a scare like that the player's okay.
Yeah.
Garrett Stevenson doing his janitorial duties, cleaning up the floor there. It is WPI ball down at their own baseline. It is Caleb Downing to inbound. Finds Dakota Wheeler. You can already see Aronson, apologies, putting more pressure as he gets Caleb to force up a poor shot. Aronson goes back to the line again. Tufts is in the bonus, so a foul that occurred inside Tufts' own paint leads to 2 shots.
Aronson at the line for the Jumbos, shooting 2.
And if the scoreboard's right, that's Stevenson's 4th foul, which could be huge.
Aronson hits the first, hits the second. It's a 19-point game.
Tyler Aronson. Substitution for the Engineers, returning as number 32, Logan O'Donnell, replacing Stevenson.
Full court press here by Tufts to try to speed up the game. Maybe cause a few quick turnovers, see if they can crawl back into this one as they're down by 19.
Dangerous when you have someone with the speed of Reed Walker, but good help defense from Aronson there. Gets the ball out to Caleb Downing. Downing drives out to Wisniewski. Ooh, called for a foul there.
I'm not too sure what the call was.
Shooting foul on Racy, I believe.
And apparently it was on the elbow.
Jumbo fouls on number 15, Patrick Gracie is second. Team fifth.
Wisniewski's been good from behind the free throw line tonight.
WPI shooting 2.
First one goes.
That's the first one.
And I think, too, Tufts, and granted there's 6 minutes and 54 seconds left in this game, but the takeaway from this game is you can play with anyone, especially when you're going through Rodgers, you're passing the ball, you're setting good screens like they did in the first half. They didn't do as much of that in the second half, and I think that's something they struggled with a lot last year, is moving the ball, getting good open shots, sharing the ball well, and not forcing up shots like that one right there, and kind of just getting into a rhythm. And that's something they did really well of in the first half and why they had the lead, and it's kind of why they have fallen to this 20-point deficit here.
Oh, hard foul on Savage there by Caleb Downing.
It looks like Bob Sheldon wants a timeout here.
WPI fouls on number 3, Caleb Downing. His second. Team's over the limit.
Interesting, in Tufts lost to MIT last week. They were shooting 48% from behind the line, but behind the arc, I apologize, but there is no way they are shooting anything close to that tonight.
And I can believe that watching the Jumbos play in the first half. Moving the ball, setting screens, getting it down low to Rodgers. Rodgers playing big down low, opening up perimeter shots on the three-point line, getting it in rhythm, shooting off the pass. Whereas a lot of the threes here have been kind of just off the dribble, off screens, 5 or 6 seconds into the shot clock, and that's what's gotten them down. And like I said, like I mentioned before, there were like 3 threes in a row when Tufts did switch to the 2-3. The top guards weren't long enough to get down to the corner, and that's good coaching by WPI. I mean, they know their strengths. They know they can shoot the 3. They put players in the short corner for the skip pass. It's something they obviously have practiced and practice, and good coaching there. It's not anything that Tufts necessarily did wrong.
The coaching staff at WPI recently acquired Jeff Robinson. He's a first-year assistant coach, graduated in 2011 from WPI. They have a lot of assistant coaches that have graduated over the years, and again, they're coaches in their 18th season, so they've definitely got a strong foundation, good coaching, and you can see why they are at 4-0 right now, looking to make it 5.
Absolutely, and they're a good team. They're athletic, they're physical, and they know their strength, and that's the biggest thing. They look to push. They look to make people play fast-paced, and I think that's what kind of in the second half has caused Tufts to shoot shots quickly in the shot clock. It's just that fast-paced play that WPI makes you play.
Luke Rodgers checked back in the game, immediately talking to his teammates on defense, something we have not seen a lot of. Defense here by
Good
Morris. Help. Good tip. He's got to force up a shot. 2, 1.
And I think
wow.
And I think that's the story of the night.
Big shot by Caleb Downing.
As those shots are falling for WPI, layups like that aren't falling for Tufts. And I think that's the difference in this game. It's just, I know that was from way beyond the arc, and I know it was as shot clock expired, but he stepped into it. He caught it off a pass, and the ball had been moved around, and the defense had shifted, whereas Tufts is really just trying to attack off the dribble and force themselves back into this game. And I think that's the main difference I've seen here in the last 10 minutes.
This is a great sign for WPI, who have managed to win 3 games without him, without Caleb Downing, as he hits another tough layup. Gets the floater to go. Open lane there for Kuyajiman. Misses the layup. Strong rebound. Rodgers gets fouled to the line.
Good hustle. I mean, you have to like what you're seeing out of for the future of the Jumbos program too. A lot of the young guys working well together, and just a little composure issues, like I said, in that 10-minute stretch, 5-minute stretch. But other than that, they've really played well, and they seem to be gelling well. So bright future ahead, I think, for Jumbo basketball.
What you had pointed out to me before the game was Luke Rodgers was not nearly this much of a stud last year, so it's good to see that players also have been developing well through the system.
Absolutely.
With a lot of talented freshmen coming in.
And you also see that with, Justin and even Morris as well, who hasn't had any minutes in the past couple of probably 10 minutes.
Coming off a career-high 23 in the last game as well.
Yep. Bob Sheldon has, interestingly, been sitting people for 10, 12 minutes at a time. And I wonder, too, if that has something to do with just out of syncness. if you're not playing for 10 minutes straight and you get back into the game, it takes a while to get acclimated again, as that pass just sails out of bounds.
Good, tough rebound there by Savage. Does all the hard work, and story of the night, just the easy things haven't been going right. Been several times Tufts has thrown the ball out of bounds. I don't think we've seen it once from WPI.
No.
You said before the game as well that turnovers was going to be a big key to this game.
Yep. And the turnovers, too, that we're seeing are not defensively forced. They're unforced errors. As Luke Rodgers got up there, Eric Savage takes another tumble.
Battered and bruised tonight. Cohen, great move. Unlucky there.
But again, and I understand you're down by 23 at this point and need to kind of get shots up. But at the same time, that's not a shot you want.
Tufts with 13 turnovers to WPI's 9.
Tufts is actually taking decent care of the ball tonight. I know they usually average about 17 turnovers a game, so,
I think the biggest difference is just the type of turnovers.
Absolutely. They're unforced. They're not charges or anything like that. They're purely just not communicating, throwing the ball out of bounds. As Luke Rodgers hits another one.
Boy can shoot as well. But again, he looks out of breath.
Yep.
It's early on into the season yet. I'm sure he'll get
And again, coming off a week off. As a miscommunication there, and that's happened way too many times tonight. You run these drills in practice as that three is launched by Cohen, misses front of the rim. But you practice these drills in practice where you have a man run to the half-court line. That way it's 5-on-4. You find the matchups, you stop the ball. And the thing is Tufts is just not finding their matchups in transition, and it's led to easy baskets.
O'Driscoll was working on Rodgers there. I believe Rodgers fouled him. Brady and I think for the first time tonight, Brian Creonte looking to check in. Tufts maybe admitting defeat at this point. Getting some of the younger, less experienced guys into the game. Brian Creonte, the 6'4" guard.
He's a senior.
Oh, he is a senior.
One of the only seniors on the team,
Wellesley,
if not
Mass.
the only.
Yeah.
WPI will slow it down here. Kind of run some plays. That's probably the end of the night here for, looks like Eric Savage and Tyler.
Kujajman cannot close out Needleman, who is off the mark. Fast pace up to Cohen. Euro step.
Can't get the roll. And off the foot there.
Good move, but
a good save there by
was that Creonte?
I think so.
And he hits.
Water there from Justin. And I don't know why Justin didn't get put back in the game sooner. I mean, Tufts really needed that offensive flow that Justin can provide.
You saw he was a little inconsistent, chucking up bad shots in the first half. That's a tough shot for Wisniewski, as actually WPI calls a timeout.
And I think this is purely a timeout to get subs in and to put walk-ons and who else? Well, they're all walk-ons. None of them are scholarships, but to put kids who usually don't get a lot of playing time in and with the 25-point lead with 2 minutes and 22 seconds left. Again, if you're a Jumbo fan and you're looking for a silver lining in this game, you have to appreciate the way Luke Rodgers has played. You have to appreciate the way that the Jumbos played in the first half. And, they got away from it in the second half. But if they can play like they did in the first half for 40 minutes of basketball every single game, I like their chances of doing well this season and having success. And the thing is we knew this was going to be a fast-paced game. We knew this was going to be a high-scoring game. And I really thought that Tufts would have to get at least 85 to 90 points in order to keep up with this WPI offense. And unfortunately, there are stretches where Tufts just really didn't have offensive flow, and that's why they're stuck at 62.
Right. It's a good learning process for Tufts tonight. Young guys learned what happened if you switch off even a little bit against a team that's very, very talented. Some things are out of your control. Nobody could have predicted Caleb Downing hitting threes from just in front of the logo.
Absolutely. And even in their loss, though, Tufts scored 92 points in their loss against MIT. The lowest they scored all season was 88. And so if that gives you some perspective of the offensive flow that kind of was strayed away from in the second half, they were on track for those numbers. They were on track for 84 at halftime with a 2-point lead. And the thing is they just lost some of that flow. They looked a little out of sync, and I think that has a lot to do with having a Thanksgiving break not working together, and if they score like they've been scoring the whole season, this is a close game still. But it's that 5-minute stretch that they kind of just were out of sync, throwing errant passes, and it cost them. And it's something that you're a young team, you learn from it, and you grow. You grow every single game. It's the 4th game of the season, so there's a lot of basketball to be left to be played, especially next cast. Haven't even started yet. So I like where the Jumbo program is going.
And again, if you're a WPI fan, very good night for you, as WPI weathered the storm a little bit of Tufts in the first half, managed to close it back down to 2 points, and then came out and dominated here in the second.
Absolutely.
You're going to push your record to 5-0. I don't know this for a fact, but I have to reckon it to be one of the best starts in the program's history.
Yep. And they're playing good basketball.
Stevenson, haven't seen a lot of him in the second half.
He's had 4 fouls for most of the second half.
Okay, but
I mean, not that at this point that it matters, but
check back in and immediately
scores.
Spun his man and
I think
scoop.
once WPI gets the ball back, they should call a timeout and get these kids at the table in. Let them get some experience, get playing time with a 25-point lead.
Yeah.
A minute left.
That's John Wessel. He checked in earlier, the freshman from New Oxford.
And they got to shoot it here. A little miscommunication, but a beautiful shot.
Big shot.
And timeout will be called here.
Kieran Kinding.
And it'll be a substitution timeout.
Kieran Kinding, the freshman center, 6'6" from Bethesda.
And a well-deserved applause here for WPI players. I mean, they didn't have the best first half, but they really played their hearts out in the second half, pushed the ball, played their ball game, made their shots, and it looks like a better basketball team in the second half.
And we were talking about Tufts' inexperience, but looking at this WPI roster, man, they got 1 junior, no seniors. They are a team made up almost entirely of freshmen and sophomores.
Absolutely.
You see Fernand Gay checking into the game for the first time.
And I like the defense here by Justin. He really didn't give up, and he was sliding the whole way, playing aggressive defense, and forced the bad shot.
Here we have Brady. Deontay. Corner shot. Can't get it to go.
And they will have to get a shot up here. 7 seconds differential between shot and game clock.
Whistle on it now. In the corner. Whistle gets the rebound.
And they should dribble this out. They should not shoot here. Should be a 1 shot. They should dribble this clock out. Well-fought game here by WPI. We're going to have a final score of 89-66. And, like I said before, Tufts played a really great first half, played their offense, had flow, and they just seemed to lose that flow in the second half. Look for them to bounce back against Babson at Babson in the New England Big Four Challenge on Saturday, December 1st. And we will see you back here for Emerson on Wednesday, December 5th at 7 p.m. We'd like to thank you for tuning in. For my partner, Owen, I'm Francis Simmons. Thank you for listening to JumboCast.
We'll see that.